What's up, everyone? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and we are already halfway through 2023, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to go through the first half of the year and talk about some of my favorite albums that have been released. And this isn't going to be super technical. It's not anything close to like album of the year, where I'm going to be going through stuff with a fine-tooth comb and finding out what's really the best album. This is mostly just stuff that I've been enjoying a lot, stuff I can't stop listening to. So with that said, leave a comment below letting me know what album that came out this year that you just can't stop spinning, because there's some really good gems out there. I've done a review on, I feel like, most of the good stuff, but I've also missed a lot of stuff at the same time. So yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what it is so I could check it out and give it a listen and maybe discover some new music along the way. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. That helps out so much with YouTube's algorithm. If you want to continue to see my videos, even though you're subscribed and you ring the bell icon and all that stuff, I will not pop up in your recommended list for very long if you don't interact with my channel. Even if you dislike something, feel free to give it a dislike. If you want to just disagree with me or whatever, leave a comment below letting me know I'm stupid. But if you want to continue to see me, that's the best way to do it, because YouTube just, unless if you interact with it, it just won't happen. So yeah, anyways, let's jump into the list. First up on this list is Shrezzers with their album Sex and Sax. Now, I know a lot of people have probably clicked off this video after that fairly long intro, and if you haven't yet, you're probably really tempted to now, but just hear me out, okay? This album is so freaking good. It's got fantastic melodies. It's got saxophone, which is something I absolutely love. The subjects on relationship, mental health, different addictions like porn addiction and stuff like that. It's just it's so raw and real, and they do it in a really fantastic way, especially after like the past 3 years with lockdown and stuff. This is all stuff that people are really struggling with, and it is an actual issue, and they do it in such a beautiful way. And I just keep coming back to this album. I mean, I like Shrezzers anyways. They're kind of like a gimmicky joke band. I mean, with a name like Shrezzers, they wanted to kind of resemble Brazzers in that sense, speaking of porn addictions. But I gave this album an 8.1, which I feel like is pretty high. But after listening to it more, I'd probably give it closer to a 7.8, somewhere around there. Next up is Dwellings with their album Little Garden. This might be just because it was the last album I reviewed. It's still really new and fresh, but I've basically been listening to this thing nonstop. Again, the colorful melodies are beautiful. The production in it is absolutely perfect. It's a good, solid progression from their last album that they came out with. The lyrical content, again, is super deep, and it's so freaking good. It hits me right in the feels almost every time. It's like a perfect mixture between Thank You Scientist and Dance Gavin Dance, while also still being fairly original. When I hear them, it's not like I think, oh, am I listening to someone else? You know, it's just got good influences throughout it. This one I also gave a 8.1, but I feel a lot more confident in sticking by that. This album's, it's just so beautiful. I can't give this album enough freaking praise just because of how small this band is, and I feel like they should be so much bigger, especially in the realm of people who love Dance Gavin Dance and who I understand when people say that they can't listen to that band anymore. I totally get it. Controversies suck. Even if, you know, they're true or not, it pushes people away. And I feel like this band deserves a lot of attention from those people who have stepped away from Dance Gavin Dance and they're looking for something else. Next is Incendiary with their album Change the Way You Think About Pain. Rage Against the Machine was one of my favorite bands growing up. It was the first, like, I don't know, I had like a CD from Bare Naked Ladies and Matchbox 20 when I was like 9 or 10. It was the first like things I got, and I listened to all the time on this tiny little CD player I had, and I absolutely loved it. And then one day I found this album in my garage that was all yellow with this like superhero with the E on his chest, and I threw it in my CD player, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is so freaking good. And I instantly fell in love with them. So I guess it's like my first adventure out into the musical world that really drew me in. And with that said, I mean, it's no wonder I don't love this band with their lyrical content based in politics, the vocal delivery, it's so freaking heavy. It's so heavy. The music goes so hard. Sure, there's not a lot of varieties and riffs, And because of that, this isn't like one of the best albums, but this is just, it's a favorite of mine. This one really touches my heart, especially since I don't listen to Rage Against the Machine anymore. It's just, I've grown out of it. This feels more modern to me, for sure. So I just keep going back to this one. It's fantastic. I gave it a 7.7 out of 10, which, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty fair. Maybe 7.5, maybe just a little bit lower. Their previous album, 1,000 Mile Smile, though, is just absolutely pure gold. If you don't check out this album, definitely go listen to that one. And we also have August Burns Red with their newest album, Death Below. It should be no surprise that this is on any one of my favorite lists at all. Whenever August Burns Red comes out with the album, it's usually there. And Death Below is one of their just best pieces of work in such a long time. The sounds, the themes on this, you would never see it coming, especially after an album like Guardians, which is fantastic. It just didn't hit me that hard. Like, I enjoyed some of the songs on there, but it just wasn't a full, complete enjoyment for me. There was some moments on it that I don't know, I found myself not really being all that into. And this album is just non-stop freaking fire, especially with the song The Abyss featuring JT from Era, or from nowadays Texas in July. He's going back to that, which is fantastic. It's just, this album's so good. It is so freaking good. It tells a fantastic story. You can listen to it front to back. You can listen to one song here, one song there. They're all freaking bangers. I gave this one a gigantic 9.6 out of 10 because I enjoyed it so much. I love it. I just love it a lot. My heart wants to give it a 10, but honestly, I'd probably drop it down to closer to like a 9.2. I know, like, oh my god, drop it so much. But yeah, this one, it's probably my favorite out of the entire year. We also have Invent Animate with their album Heavener. This one is kind of shocking, especially for me, because until their last EP, I was not really into this band whatsoever. I tried to give Graveview a listen and whatever that other album they came out with the wolf howling in the snow at the moon, I think. I don't know. I'm such a big fan of Era. Every time I listen to this, I was like, this just sounds like a not as good version of Era. And the vocals were what was really pushing me away. It took me a long time to get into the vocals, but eventually it just kind of clicked after giving it a lot of tries. And yeah, I absolutely love this. The songwriting in this is fantastic. The riffs go so freaking hard, and amidst all that heaviness, this has some of the most just intoxicating cleans in the choruses. Like on the song Purity Weeps, it's so good. And this is another one that I find myself forgetting about, and then it pops up on my Spotify, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, and I click on it right away, and that's what I'm listening to now. And I gave this one a 8.9, which I'm kind of shocked I rated it so low, at least not like a 10 or, sorry, 10, at least not like a 9 or 9.1, somewhere around there. But I would probably rate this right up there with August Burns Red. I'd probably give it a 9.2 as well. In a shocking turn of events on a top 5 list, we have a honorable mention with Veil of Maya and their album Mother, which I didn't talk about once. I didn't do a review on at all. So this is a special treat for you guys. I didn't get around to reviewing this one just because there was a lot of stuff that came out around this time, and yeah, with work and stuff, it just didn't line up for me. But I did get around to listening to it quite some time after it came out, and I did want to do a review on it, but again, it just hasn't happened yet. This one, it's almost a little too djenty for me, but I really did not like the singles. I didn't like the synth that they were using. I didn't like any of it. I wasn't feeling it. I was really turned off, but then when I gave the whole album a listen, holy crap, this thing is so freaking good. Again, just like Animate, the riffs go so freaking hard. The melodies are just so good and technical. The vocals are fantastic. It's a lot better, honestly, a lot better than what I was expecting. I enjoyed this one a lot. This is another one that I find that when I open my Spotify and it's suggested to me, it's just I click on it right away without even thinking and start listening to it. I might not make it through the whole album. Like, I mean, I don't enjoy it quite as much as Invent Animate or even August Burns Red or maybe even some of the others on this list. But this one, it was like it was an unexpected surprise for me. I really enjoyed it. I would probably give it like a between a 7.4 and 7.6, somewhere around there if I was going to do a deep review. And that is it for my top 5 list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to make it more candid, more fun, because it was supposed to be a New Music Friday, but there wasn't enough stuff. So I decided to do this instead. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below. Let me know what stuff you've been listening to nonstop since it came out this year. A lot of times people are shocked when they tell me something that they like or something they want me to listen to, and I actually listen to it. I tell them how I feel, which is, it just shocks them. I listen to almost everything you guys suggest. Even if I don't get around to reviewing it, I try to at least let you know how, like, what I thought about it, because I enjoy music, and the whole purpose of this channel is to discover new music for you guys and also for me, and just to create a discussion about it. So yeah, again, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like. If you want to help support me and my channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. And I thank you guys so much for all your support and just sitting here listening to me talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you have me watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time. I was